Alright, so welcome to my domain. This is my hydroponic setup. Just got rid of everything just so I could record you guys a video, and very happy about this. So let's just make sure you can see me. Alright, so this is our scale, all that stuff. Today I decided that I'm actually going to not do whatever the heck right now. So let's just move some stuff out of the way. So I'm going to be talking while this is happening. And basically what I'm doing right now is I'm moving stuff so I can put my scale down. And for both the, not both, for those of you who don't know, this is our little thing that tells us how much nutrients. So that's useful. I use the Master Blend 8, 15, 36. So that's cool. Let's see if we can get you seeing that scale. Alright, so steps for using a scale. Here we go. So, first of all, you're going to have to find your nutrients. This is probably the hardest part. So, my camera keeps moving. We're going to get the Master Blend Lettuce 8, 15, 36, which looks a little bit like this. So, all I do is I get these little things, these little grow tubes, and put them on the scale. Wait for that to work. Alright. And then we zero it out when it's got that. And now, I grab this little spoon. I got this with the calcium nitrate I bought originally. And all we're going to do is we're going to fill it the slightest bit so it reaches 2 grams, or whatever your tank requires. So right now that says it's not a gram. Don't quite believe that. Like that. And you're just gonna fill it until you've got about however many grams it says you need. Seems excessive. So I'm going to calibrate this again. Let's see. 0 that. 2 grams. Perfect. So all you're going to do now is you're going to sprinkle this stuff in. And if you have a pump in your hydroponic setup, it'll just move stuff around for you. So that's even better. So now, since I have 2 tanks, we have to repeat this process twice. Let's see, is that enough? Minus 2 grams, so I guess that's how we're going to measure today. So now you have to fill up this tank. And I found that if you sprinkle it, it's a little better just by some standards. So there's that. And then you're going to wash this out. So it's fine if you just put it in one of the tanks. Or if you have like a running water faucet, that's even better. So I'm going to go do that. And make sure to seal up your nutrients, guys, because it's not good if moisture gets into them. Like this, for example, is like $50 for all of my hydroponic nutrients. So I'd rather not have you guys or me waste a ton of money. So yeah, make sure to seal those. I'm gonna go wash this. You'll hear the sink. Alright, and make sure to always dry your stuff, like, before you put it in, because it's actually really helpful. So, now, on the hydroponic nutrient guide, for this one, I've determined it's about 1 gram, for this setup, that is. So, this is magnesium sulfite. Not sure exactly, what the heck that is, but, you know, it works. Zero it out. Put the stuff on. Now this stuff seems to be a lot heavier than the rest, and by that I mean it's like interesting. And since I'm using a kitchen scale, it's not as precise as, say, a scientific scale. So for those of you science nerds who actually have one of those scales, I will buy one at some point. It says about That's about right. So sprinkle that in. But for those of you who actually have scientific scales, man, that must be nice, imagine. Yeah. So then we're going to do our second one. Seems about right. Also, if you ever get your spoon wet and there's stuff in it, kind of like this, don't put that back in the container because then there's moisture inside of the rest of it. That's not good, so don't do that. Sprinkle the magnesium sulfite in, and then we're good there. So now the next step, you don't really need a scale for this, in my opinion. Calcium nitrate. I did a video on this a while back. Amazing stuff. Calcium nitrate will do wonders to your setup. So we're going to turn that up a little. All right, cool. So go wash this again. Never really try to cross-contaminate your tanks because it usually will not end well for you. And yeah, for hydroponics, it's kind of a scientific thing. So don't screw it up. All right, so this, I've learned that about this much, like a full spoon of it per tank is fine. Because the plants do need a lot of calcium nitrate. When they're first getting planted, they don't need as much. Like last time I actually did about 2 spoonfuls at a point. Because I didn't think it was quite enough. So that was kind of a mistake I made. It wastes calcium nitrate. So yeah, make sure you have some calcium nitrate, guys. So now we're going to wait for this to dissolve. We'll be right back. Also, another thing I should probably mention before, and no, it's not dissolved yet, is make sure to filter your water. Because, it actually matters a lot. You'd be surprised. But if you don't filter your water, your plants will not be very happy with you. And that's not good. So don't do that. Alright, it'll be dissolved in just a minute. Alright, it's dissolved enough. Sorry if I'm dragging this out. I'm trying to make sure that you guys understand this. Alright, so that's cool. So, since we have easy access, let's measure our pH here. Just get that done. A little trick I've learned is that if you measure one tank, you can usually get the other one's about area because you just filled them and you gave the exact amount, so it should, in theory, be almost exactly the same. So they're about both 6.6, so pH down just a little bit. This stuff is super potent, just so you guys know. So be careful how you use it. And put that there. And that's the last we'll be doing with nutrients. Alright, cool. So what? So now, you gotta grab your covers. These things. Put them on. Swear to God if someone makes some ASMR clip. So now we're gonna do that. Pop those on. And I only use 6 of them. So I cover up these 2. Now you're probably wondering, wait, Melvin, why is there why is there another hole? So these are for these. They're just water things. They're absolutely useless in my opinion. So yeah, don't use them. And they have a little tab in them that doesn't even let you use them as plants. So useless either way. So the next step we're gonna do is you're gonna cut up your rock wool like this. Rock wool should look something like this once it's done. And that's just fine. So, next step, you're probably going to want to take off the lid again, just for a minute. And you're going to soak this thing inside of your reservoir, just like this. Soak it. Give it a second. And then you're going to put 2 of these in here. 1. Make sure it's not squeezing out the sides too much, but at the same time, make it squeeze out the sides a little. So now you want to kind of get it like that. And I've filled this up already, but these are seeds. That's cool. So you're going to get tweezers like this. It came with the set I had. You're going to grab 2 seeds, or however many you can grab. This is 1. And you're going to put it in the hole. Nice job. Just like that. And 3 is even better. So there we go. Now that we've got 3 in there, or 2, however many you please, all you're going to do is you're going to make sure they're in there well. You're going to kind of squeeze the rock wool. Try not to damage it too much. You're going to kind of squeeze it into place there. Because these things are kind of small, so you have to figure it out. Now, it will probably be bulging out a little, something like this, so that's not too great in some aspects, but in other aspects, it's fine. So, yes, this is how I film videos. You're just going to put that in there, and you're going to put a thing on top, and you're good. So let's repeat that process for the rest of them. Alright, so another thing you can do is you can also put them in dry like I just did, but it doesn't really matter. But if you do put them in dry, you have to do this step. So you're going to fill up one of these little containers, as much as you can get it, with the hydroponic nutrient solution. And this will help your seeds as well. You're just going to kind of dose them, just like so. And this also compacts the rock wool, like, quite a bit. So it's useful for multiple reasons. And if you know rock wool, you also know that it's kind of like some roofing materials when it's not wet. So yeah, it's better when it's wet. So plus you don't have to deal with them after a certain point in time, so you might as well do it right. So there we go, we got that tank done. So all we're gonna do, put them off. There we go. All right. And I'm not going to show you guys the other tank because you guys will see the update tomorrow. But that is how you, that's how at least, I do it. And then I lower down this light. But right now I'm not going to do that because I need to finish that other tank. But that's how I do my hydroponics. That's how I refill, replant, and all of that. So, yeah, hopefully this was helpful. Comment any questions you may have. And yeah, anyways, tune in for tomorrow's update.